friends? Hope you're doing well. Oh man, so question of the day. Today's question of the day. I can word. I'm not super tired. What is your favorite energy drink? If you drink an energy drink, I like the Bang. They have a green apple one. It's very good. I'm trying to cut those down though. Trying to get off of them, but they're good. I like them. Anyway, I sat down without thinking about what to talk about today, so we're just gonna wing it. Here's something. So I accidentally cut this leaf off one of my plants, and I'm trying to propagate it. I don't know anything about that. I just know if you cut a leaf off a plant and then you stick it in water and put it by a window, eventually it starts to sprout roots, and then you could put it into soil and it turns into a plant by itself. So I don't know what all is involved in that process. I was pruning my peace lily. Because I don't know if you're supposed to, I don't know anything about plants, so help me out here if you know anything about plants. If the leaves start starting to turn brown, I clip them. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. But I clipped this one by accident, and I was like, well, I've seen some of my plant friends do this, so I'm going to try it too. But I like having plants around. I started with just one plant. It's a pothos. And when I bought it from Home Depot, and I went to the garden section, and I'd only read it. And so I was like looking, and I was like, I don't see it. And I asked the woman that worked there, I was like, hi, do you have any pothos? And she was like, oh dear, they're called pothos. And yes, here, let me show you. And I was like, thanks, I'm a big dumb idiot. And so I got my potho. It's over there. It's nice. Well, so it came with like a stem, like a shaft that it was like kind of wrapped around. And over time, it's kind of slunk down. So maybe I need to like restring it up so it goes back up the shafty thing, because it grows, it grows pretty good. It's very vine-like. And then I have the peace lily, which is great. I like it. I have this guy over here. I don't know what it's called. You can't even see it. It's in the blue. It's not doing so hot, so that's a bummer. I have two more pothos in my bedroom, and those are doing pretty good. And then I have two snake plants in the bathroom, which those are the kind that look like this. I keep saying that. I'm like, does anybody? I need to go like run and grab it real quick. Oh, I can do some B-roll. I can add B-roll to this. This is where right here. This is okay. We're stepping up. If you watched yesterday's vlog, I'm gonna try to ratchet up the production value. So here, this is right at this part. I'm gonna be overlaying that beautiful snake plant footage, so you can understand what I'm talking about. That way, I don't have to get up awkwardly and leave for 20 seconds to go grab one, because that would be weird, I think. Look at us. Who'd have thought? Thanks, Paul Rudd. I love saying that, and like very few people know it. Where I'm like, hey, look at us. Who'd have thought? Not me. That's my favorite thing on the internet, I think. Behind, there's another video that I love. It's this bowling guy, and he bowls, and he hits a strike, and he wins whatever the bowling competition is. And I love that he's just like a bear's down here slurping up a storm. But so the bowling guy, he bowls, he hits the strike, and he wins, and he's just like, yes! And then he like looks out at the audience, and he's like, who do you think you are? I am! And I love, it's just so ridiculous. I like that guy's just so pumped. honestly, as long as it stays good. And if this little buddy grows into anything, then he'll be part of the team. I don't know if I should get like a grow lamp or something. I thought about that because I have like this a light, and the bulb burned out, and it's right above where I keep a lot of my plants. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if I put a grow lamp up in there, if that would do anything for them. But I don't know, because it's just it's a standard like screwy bulb one, and so I'm like, okay, what? I don't know enough to not get scammed on it, So I might ask. I have some friends that live in Colorado that grow the electric lettuce. I might ask them what I need. Although I think they just have farms, so they're probably not much help. I don't know. Get a greenhouse, dude. That's probably what they'll tell me. It's like, thanks. That's really helpful. So, anyway, I do want to get more plants, I think, in 2021. That's going to be one of my little side goals, is to pick up a couple more plants, figure out what to do with them. Get, a variety of sizes, get that clean, fresh air, just really get the toxins out of there. Toxins. I don't know what that's what plants are supposed to do. They're supposed to help clean the air and supposed to toxins. Get them out. Toxins. That's a fun word to say. Toxins. Try it. Toxins. Toxins. That might be a good ASMR trigger word. Toxins, 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 toxins. With finger motions. Toxins. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so today I had a job this morning. It went well. Then I had lunch with my lady friend. We got Popeyes. It was good, as always. And I came home and I took a nap, and that was pretty good. And now I'm awake and I'm doing this. So it was a pretty good day. Tomorrow I'm shooting some stuff again. And then I think I'm done for the year. I got an offer to do some stuff for a church. Not the church I normally work at, but a different church. And at first I was like, maybe, because it was like, I thought it was just recording their Sunday services. I was like, I guess it's pretty chill and easy. And then I got the email from the guy, and it's like 5 different things. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's so much. Even if it's for, a decent, like, they're obviously not going to pay me my, like, regular commercial rate, which is fine. Like, it's a church. I wouldn't expect that. But even if it was, like, what I would consider, like, a good rate, I'm just like, I'm just tired, I think. Which is weird because I haven't been working that much. I think everything is just getting to me a little bit, and I just want to be home and not have any responsibilities to do and kind of focus on my own thing. Because that's, I think, where a lot of my mental energy is right now, is just kind of focused on how I can kind of take the next step here with ASMR, take the next step making white noise videos, take the next step into getting back into doing the film reviews, taking the next step with the personal brand and what that entails, and how to really kind of click that into place with what I do and what I kind of want to do and what I want to talk about, because what I'm doing is filmmaking, photography, and what I want to do is kind of talk about being a productive creative, and life hacking and productivity science and all that stuff, because I find all that stuff really fascinating, and I just kind of want to share all the stuff I learned, because I feel like I'm taking in so much information. And there's an old saying that, like, well, if you want to really understand a subject, you should seek to teach it. And so it's like, okay, that's not a bad idea. And I think doing some of those kind of like life experiments, like 30 days of XYZ, but applying that creative lens to it of like, what happens if you make a YouTube videos for 30 days straight? Well, I could tell you, like, this channel has seen steady growth from it, and now I'm on track to do it for September, October. I don't know if I did it all of September, but like I've done like through part of September, all of October, November, and now all of December, only missing a handful of days here and there. And like the analytic charts speak for itself, even though the view counts on any individual video didn't do that much better. You start to see it's slow. It's a slow growth, but it is a growth. So if you're results oriented, that's what's coming there. But it's not. I've been reading some books lately about how you don't want to be results oriented. You want to be practice oriented, or you're just doing the practice of it for the sake of doing it, and that's kind of what I want to, and I'm thinking about by having these daily talks with you lovely folks, it's starting to kind of get my self-awareness up, and I'm kind of honing in on what it is I want to be focusing on, what I would like my life to look like, where I want my energy to be put into. So I'm thankful, super appreciative that anybody's watching it, because I think at first it was very results oriented, of like, oh, it's getting some views, like that's nice, and there's some comments, but now I'm seeing the value to myself for making these, and I hope it's providing value to you, in terms of relaxation, helping you get to sleep, because that's always been kind of the point of the big two YouTube channels I have, the bigger ones I have, is to help people to find that, help them get to sleep, because that's something I struggled with for a really long time. So if I can help people, like that's awesome. But now it's like I'm helping myself through helping you, which is great. And I have, intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation. I feel like when you get that two-way street going, that's when you get the magic cooking. I don't know, this isn't magic, I don't know what a hand, that's magic, I don't know. But there is, there's output, there's results, but then there's like intrinsic, and like things are happening up here, and it's like, okay, I've got some pretty good ideas, just talking to this camera, talking to you folks, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think everybody should have a stream of conscious moment in their lives. Just, if you're writing, if you're journaling for 10-15 minutes, you're just pounding out on a keyboard, talking to a phone, you talk to your phone camera and just record and make a little journal. You don't have to post it anywhere. You have a little Twitter, maybe. Twitter, I feel like, is too short form. I feel like you really need to sit, because like the good stuff doesn't come out for like 5-10 minutes, and then you start to like latch onto a thing, and then you're like, oh, here we go, because like here we're at minute 14, and this train of thought only started, I was talking about plants the first like 10 minutes, so that's what I think about. But speaking of plants, I want more plants. I want a big plant. That's one thing I really want. I don't know where I would put it in my apartment, but I want just a big fucker. I don't know. Well, like a tree. I want a tree in my apartment. You've seen those. They're like a bush, but it kind of looks like a tree. Like not a bonsai tree. I want one of those too. Those are kind of expensive, and I'm really scared. Oh, one of the lights just died. I'm really scared about killing it. And I'm like, I don't want to spend like $100 to get a bonsai tree and then have it die like 6 months later. Like, that would make me super bummed. Because like I bought these like $5 plants, and they're like, one of them died, and I was like, oh, not buying those again. Dumb. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, I'm thinking about how what I want the YouTube world to look like for me, and what I could do to kind of manifest that, make that real, how I can kind of step aside from some of the projects for you, and maybe that's cinematic ASMR, and maybe that's just plants. I don't know, I keep going back and forth of like plants, also personal growth, plants. I just think they're neat. That's a Simpsons reference, it's very obscure. But yeah, man, oh man, I see people, they have like these shelves of plants, and I'm like, oh, I got too much stuff to have like a shelf for plants. But I've been decluttering, it's going very well. I've gotten rid of like 5 or 6 boxes worth of stuff, like 3 bags worth of clothes, and probably 4 bags of trash. So, considering this is my second run through on the Marie Kondo system, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of freeing up a lot of space, and I can tell, and there goes the other one. I just should have charged those, it's okay. Such is life, am I right? Just less production value without my blue lights. It's sad. But, yeah, I want a big plant. I want a bonsai tree. Those are the 2 big ones I want. And I think I just need to get some nice pots. Because all of my, with the exception of 1 plant, are not living in pots. They're still in their plastic little containers they came with. And one of them is in a nicer thing, but it's also like the plastic inside of the nicer pot. So I think I'm gonna take it out because I have the 1 spider plant that died. I got a bunch of soil. Now I have some extra soil to help fill in that plant, that pot rather, and so that plant can get a little bigger because it's a pothos, and I think that those just grow. And so I think it hasn't grown a ton because it's still in its little cup. And I think if I let it get some room to breathe in that bigger pot, then maybe it'll get a little bigger, and it'll do a little more air cleaning, which would be real nice if I get some, did you want me to start talking into accent? I don't know where that voice came from. But I think that would be awesome. And yeah, that's that's what I really want in my life. More plants and more just doing things on my own, doing my own stuff for myself, for an audience that's mine, that I can just say, this is what I'm doing today, and I'm gonna go do it, and then I go do it, and then here it is. Which I think, I read an article today about how, like, moving the needle, which is something I've always been a fan of like, okay, if it moves the needle, it's a good idea, but the article talked more about, like, finding levers that provide disproportionate results and then focusing on those things. So I'm like, okay, well, what moves the needle for me, and what pushes the lever? And I've just been thinking about that a lot, about how, like, these vlogs move the needle, but I enjoy doing them, so I'm gonna keep doing them. But, like, what moves the lever? Like, what gets the most views? And it's like, well, my white noise videos that go 10 hours get the most views. So maybe that's a way I could combine the 2 things and have a 10-hour whisper video. But I feel like the only way I could do a 10-hour whisper video is if I did it over the course of like a week and just didn't make a video, make it like an hour's worth, and then lump it all together. It's like, here's the hour whisper. But like at this point, I'm gonna, like, you could just turn my whisper playlist on and it'll just go for, I don't know, it's gotta be over 24 hours at this point, because there's 90, I think this is 94 whisper videos. So like, that's a lot, because most of them are 20-30 minutes. Some of them are an hour long by themselves. I think the only downside is, like, you get the ad at the end or the beginning of each new video. You'll probably see an ad, which if I did it 1 video 10 hours, I could turn those off and just have the 1 ad at the beginning. So something to think about. I don't know. But maybe I'll do a 10-hour, a 10-hour ASMR video with, like, voice whispering and sounds. I think could be interesting. And also, what about, I just realized this. if I try not to bump the microphone if I talk into my cup. That actually makes a pretty cool sound. So I got a lot of experimenting to do. You know, I like doing the vlogs, but I might need to get back into doing my little ASMR experiments. Because I have fun doing the weird stuff. So anyway, that's what I got today. Go buy some plants. They'll change your life. Not really, but they're nice to have around. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. And if not, well, I hope that turns around for you soon. And I hope you have the courage to make those changes you need to make to turn the tide, turn things in your favor. I think we all have the ability to do it. It's just standing up and solving one problem at a time, and we'll get there. So, thanks for watching, as always. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm sure you're already there.